we'll start with an opening statement from Coach and then jump into questions. And by the way, that, like I said, that's his third win over a #1 team at NC State.
Really?
Yeah.
Heck, I didn't even know that. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
Did we get maybe a billboard or something? No, I'm proud of our team for hanging on and hanging in there. The big shot at the end of regulation, I'll go ahead and get it out there. You know, we did talk about, we had a couple of fouls to give, so if they're dribbling across the top or whatever with their back to the basket, let's try to get a foul in, but we just didn't get it done. And give her credit, she hit a really tough shot. I mean, I thought Isaiah did a great job on it, and kind of reminiscent of the shot Georgia Tech hit against us last year. So that's tough, but you know, they were able to gather themselves, bounce back, and make some big plays, obviously in the second overtime. And I was a little disappointed. Obviously, we gave up a lot of points, disappointed in our defense, disappointed in offensive boards we gave up, especially there. It seemed like in the first overtime, we gave up like 3 in a row that were critical. So we still have things to clean up. And but at the same time, you see the potential of offensively, and if we'll use these next couple of weeks to get better defensively and on the boards, who knows, But really proud of them. Great win, and Notre Dame, obviously, unbelievable team. They've just really mowed through the ACC. So proud of our kids for finding a way. Our fans are unbelievable. We add that in there too. This morning we went out and gave out donuts, and they told me there'd been people camped out since 10:30 last night. And the atmosphere, especially when we started putting it away there, that was probably the loudest noise I've ever experienced. So it was special. And I'll shut up.
I was gonna say career high for Zoe today. Obviously, she's given you points throughout the season, but what did it mean for her to do that in this type of environment against this type of team?
Well, first of all, 14 for 14 from the foul line, and those were big. I mean, somebody said I think we only missed 2 free throws. What were we? 24 out of 26. Pretty remarkable, because we've had some games where we weren't that effective from the line, but those were big. But Zoe, yeah, I mean, her and Hidalgo played travel ball together, and so they know each other. And Hidalgo is obviously one of the best players in the country, and so for Zoe to have a great game against them, I think is special to her, and it's hopefully something we can build on.
Wes, these last 2 months or whatever for Till the Trigger, stepping into a starting role for you guys, and then playing really well in a big game today, 8 and 9 from the floor, 9 rebounds. How important has she been to sort of solving that problem that a lot of people talk about in the offseason, which is like, what are you going to do without River and Mimi?
Yeah, including the coach. Tilda's done an unbelievable job, and Lorena, another freshman that's given us spot minutes and things, but Tilda was pretty good today. It was hard to take her off the court. I know I probably need to sub more and keep people fresh. I think our strength coach, conditioning coach, was taking a lot of credit down in the hallway after the game because we were able to win in double overtime. So he was the one, obviously, that had them in condition to be able to do that. But no, Tilda, sometimes she's too Swedish. Anyway, needs to be a little tougher at times when she steps on the court, but she's getting better. And what'd you say, 8 for 9 from the field?
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. I didn't realize that. I knew she, put up some points and had maybe 9 boards.
Mm-hmm.
So almost a double-double. So yeah, for a position we were really concerned about, a month ago or whatever, she's coming on strong, and that's great when you have all 5 spots. You've got some balance there.
Wes, we came into the season, people were talking about Olivia Miles and Hannah Hidalgo, like that's the best backcourt in the country. Hardly anybody can match that. But you guys have a really talented backcourt that is right up there in a lot of ways. I mean, how important is, you have to have that kind of guard play to beat a team like Notre Dame, I'm guessing.
Yeah, no doubt. And again, they're great. Hidalgo, Miles, Citron, you know, Citron's a kid that, you know, heck, we tried to recruit as well. And so all of them on the perimeter, even add Westbeld into it. I mean, that was a key emphasis for us. Last year after the ACC championship game, I kicked myself for quite a while for not making sure we stuck on Citron and Westbeld. And, you know, again, I get it. I know Miles and Hidalgo are hard to guard, but they're going to create and kick it to those two. And so we tried to really make that a point of emphasis, take that away. But yeah, I mean, Sanaya, Isaiah, I mean, how about the move Isaiah made? Sanaya was 1 assist away from a triple-double. Zoe, as we already mentioned, went off. We got some pretty good guards. And you could throw Madison Hayes in there as well if you like, because we're basically playing 4 guards. So, yeah, I mean, again, Notre Dame deserves all the, you know, the attention and all that they get. But I like ours too. So we got some pretty good ones.
Speaking of that, what do you think this win says about your program?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's a win. All the people give me high fives going to the radio interview, and that's the first thing I said. Hey, what were y'all doing last Sunday? Okay. So again, it's you know, it's day to day, you know, and this was a big win though. I mean, it kind of compensates a little bit for last week, and the big win in Thursday. You know, we just went through a stretch, 5 out of 6 games against ranked opponents, and we won 4 out of 5 of them or whatever against the ranked opponents. So it says a lot. It was a juggernaut stretch, and we still got 2 more. You know, again, Notre Dame's got to lose another one, but you know, we now have the tiebreaker, so we got to make sure these last 2 games that we stay focused and play at a high level. And again, I think our fans really helped us today. So we got to hope that we can keep that same energy.
Coach, it was clearly a very physical game. You know, Maddie and Isaiah both went down in the 3rd quarter. What were you telling your team?
Yeah, I mean, again, that sort of thing, I would just tell them going into the game, during the game, everything, you're going to have to compete, and it's going to be about mental and physical toughness. You know, they are really good at turning you over and, I mean, pushing it down your throat in transition. And so you've got to be tough enough to handle the ball and make good decisions. But yeah, I mean, again, obviously you're concerned when you see Isaiah was down a little bit, Madison was down a little bit, Sanaya was cramping up. I mean, we had a lot of people that were being tended to, and but again, they showed a lot of grit, and you know, all 3 of them went back in and were able to finish the game.
You talked about it probably 7-8 years ago, saying you wanted to at some point get a program that people were scalping tickets outside and, you know, have that kind of atmosphere. You have that consistently, but did you take a step back at all today to look and say, you know, look at what we built, look at what we have here?
Yeah, not so much. I mean, again, I'm not, you know, that's something I'll do someday on my, you know, back porch or whatever. But right now, you're just, like I said, we were humbled a week ago. So, but yeah, definitely today I mean, it was an awesome atmosphere before the game, college game day, whatever, and passing out donuts and students lined up and with signs, and it was fun. I mean, it was a lot of fun. That's what I told our players. You work hard to put yourself in this position. Now, enjoy it. Again, yeah, we got to take care of business, but enjoy it. And it was everything you could hope it was. And I think it's good too. This atmosphere will be good for us in the postseason, because we do have, you know, Tilda obviously hadn't been in that kind of atmosphere, different ones, Z, some of the young players. So kind of puts you in a position where, okay, I can handle this stage, and hopefully it helps us down the road in March.
You said in mid-December that you weren't at all happy with the rotation or the lineups yet. You know, now that we are almost to March, you know, how do you feel today about the growth of the team and what you've got going on?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't go to the bench a whole lot today. You know, this time of year, you go with kind of the known commodity. But we've had different players step in and play great. Georgia Tech the other night, you know, we subbed a couple of freshmen and we went on like a 17-0 run. And today they went on a little bit of run with them out there. So, you know, they're going to be great players. I'm bad about though. I like veterans. I like experience. So And that's what's amazing about Tilda. She's kind of jumped in there as a freshman when sometimes it's hard to do. But yeah, I mean we're going to need all of them at some point, and hopefully they stay ready.
2 more.
You mentioned the 6-game stretch you guys just finished.
What's that?
You mentioned the 6-game stretch you guys just finished with the 5 ranked games. What have you learned about your team kind of through these last 6 games?
Yeah, again, every one of them's different. Obviously, Miami was sandwiched in there, and heck, that was a game that could have gone either way. So you have to make sure we stay focused, and that's what worries me now. We got to stay focused these last 2 games. You never know. Notre Dame's got Florida State and Louisville. I mean, that's 2 pretty good teams, and so you never know. So we got to take care of our end of it. But either way, we're fighting for a seed and host. If we can play here at home in the first, second round, we got a pretty nice home court advantage, and so it doesn't guarantee anything, but puts you in a position. And so, but yeah, I'm impressed that they've been able to go through this stretch and find a way.
Ron?
Yeah, so I know you're not the biggest on rivalries, but this game is sort of emerging as one of the better ones in the country. It seems like every time you play them, there's something at stake.
Yeah.
Could you speak to that and how, I guess, the value of that for NC State and the value for college basketball?
Yeah, I mean, I think one thing that makes a rivalry is, it's got to be, the team you're playing's got to be really good, for it to be any attention or whatever. And so Notre Dame's really good, and they've been good for a long time. But you're right. I mean, we've had some great games with them, both places, and then in the postseason in the ACC tournament. I mean, the Elite 8 game, a couple of years ago. So you're right. We've had some big games, but I think it takes 2 really good programs, and I think both these programs have been that the last few years, and hopefully it'll stay that way.
Thanks, y'all.